Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Craig from ColinsClub, and I'm about to give you a detailed tour of our tiny little game room that was a closet, but it's supposed to be a bathroom with a toilet and a sink. We had to move into this tiny little space because where our game room was, when Colin's sister came along, we had to take all of our stuff out of there, surround sound and everything, and find a spot. And this was it. So are you ready? Because this is tiny, but I'm going to go through a detail and show you. So if you walk from our tiny little kitchen here and down our tiny little hallway, on the right would be the tiny laundry room, washer and dryer, that's it. That door goes out to the garage. There's Colin, everyone. He's sitting there and he's getting ready to do some trials on some Destiny. All right, so I'm going to go through details. So see, this is where the sink is supposed to go. Now this room is all plumbed out. The plumbing's in the wall, and that's where I sit, and that's where the toilet would be. And the toilet plumbing and all that is in the floor. So let me go through and show you how I made this place work. Now I ran cable in from the outside right there, got some wire hiders, and ran it along the wall. I had a buddy come over, and that's an electrician, and put some outlets in there, outlets behind there, and we are good to go. So here we go on this quick little detail tour and how we made every inch in here work. Because of the heat, I took the doors off, or the door. How to take the door off. It had a door because, like I said, this was supposed to be a bathroom, but we used it as a walk-in closet for a while, deciding whether we should put a sink and toilet in here to have 3 bathrooms in the house. When this house is small, why would you have 3 bathrooms in a small house? I mean, that's just another crapper to clean. Who wants to do that? So here we go. Let's start down here. I went to Home Depot. I got these shelf brackets, heavy duty shelf brackets. This counter right here came from an entertainment center that I had and took apart and threw away. It was an old school one that had a tube TV on it. And when I took this shelf off, it fit exactly in here. Didn't have to do a thing to it. You got to back up there, Colin, so people can see a little better. I didn't have to cut it, nothing. It was finished, all that stuff. It was like it was meant to be. It fit perfectly in there. So on this first shelf here that he uses, we use, this is a mouse pad. That way when you drop your controller down, it's not too loud. He keeps a notepad. This fan turns on right when the PS4 comes on to shoot some cool air from down here up. We like to keep our PS4s with some cool air going so the fans don't kick on a lot. Here's our little Energizer controller charger. This thing is great. See, it's orange now. When it turns blue, that means it's fully charged, and you can leave it on there. Here's our little organizer. We got scissors and the calculator and pens and markers and stuff. The outlet here, we keep everything organized. Wire management. All of our outlet plugs, everything's labeled, so we don't have to go through pulling this one out and that one out until we get to the right one. Here's our PS4 camera. We keep it covered, you know. You never know if the government's watching you or not through the camera, so I'm just kidding, but that's what we do. Now here's a PS4 on the wall. This is the one that I hung. I did a video about it. It cost $15 for these hooks, $5 each, and it took me hours to do, and I don't do that anymore. The second PS4 on my side of the room, you're going to see I hung with a Forza Design wall mount. Much easier. It took minutes once I found my spot. Over here we got some organizers. These are great. Up above the PS4 we got a clock, always military time. If you come home from work or school and fall asleep, say you wake back up at like 7:30 at night, you're not bugging out thinking, oh my god, I'm late for school or work, because guess what? It's not 7:30, it's 19:30. Thank you. I'm ex-military, so that's why. Over here we have a couple little headphones. These are great. See this brush? Gotta have a brush. Soft, bristled paintbrush, very soft. You can wipe everything off and dust it without any scratches. Up top we got some headphones, wireless Sony's, and some G230s. We like both. We got different types of headphones for whatever we feel. Usually a lot of times, like Colin uses the Sony Silver wires. Those are a little tight for my head, but he loves those. I love them too. They sound great and work great, and they come with a little USB plug that has like an amplifier on it. That thing is great. This plug itself is worth its weight in gold if the headphones ever were to break. The PS4, now the PS4 he's playing on, all right, this is my primary PS4, and the reason being is because it allows us to only buy 1 PlayStation Plus membership and 1 video game that we can use on 2 PS4s. So if you have 2 PS4s like we do, and you make one of them the primary, then that person, see, all DLC gets done on this PS4 first under Colin. So that's my online gaming tag. So the PlayStation Plus membership is on here. Every video game we buy that's digitally downloaded gets loaded on here first. That allows Colin to log on as a guest and use everything I can use. It saves us a lot of money. It's awesome. And that's pretty much it on that. And then we'll go over to my side. Now, my PS4 up there, I'm just signed on to that one as a guest. And because I have the PlayStation Plus membership, it allows me to sign on there. It's all about saving money, folks, because we're your average person, average family. You know, we're just plugging along, trying to get through everyday life. So here's my side. As you see, I got a fold-out chair, and that's what I pull out and sit on. And this is my little pad. That's a pad that you can get. It's like a lot of people use those in wheelchairs. It's very thick because I'm a little heavy, so I got to have an extra padding on there. All right. So down below on this shelf that I got, that's holding everything, is from what, Target? 19 bucks. I got that thing. Down below is a bunch of extra cables and wires and HDMI's and camera stuff. This fan, you got to have an extra fan, man, because the heat that generates in here from all the electronics, you need an extra fan blowing on you. Here's my headphones to the computer. This is where I do a lot of the editing for the videos that we make. The PS4 I had on the wall now used to be behind here. And getting it off a shelf, especially if this shelf had a door on it, like a lot of people have entertainment centers with a door, you got to get your PS4 out of there, people, and put it up on a wall. Because when they're in a closed unit like this, especially with a door, they will overheat. I mean, I'm not saying that for fact. I'm saying whenever I had a PS4 or PS3 in a shelving unit like that with a door, within 10 minutes you hear that fan kick on high like, and that's not good. You got to get rid of heat when it comes to electronics. All right, these now, and it freed up an extra shelf. So now I got our little pencil sharpener on there, some USB fans, a light. I keep a notepad in case I got to take notes on something, extra hard drives. Here's my PS4 camera, of course. We got the cover on. You don't want the government watching you, find out what you're doing, like they're going to want to watch you gaming. Here is an extra controller for me. Mouse pad, see? Always use a mouse pad so that way when I put it down it's not loud at night when everybody's trying to sleep. Now this TV right here, this is what they called, it's a Vizio E32C1. It was picked as like one of the #1 or #2 video gaming TVs for 32 inch. Because, you know, nowadays everybody sits close to their TVs or their monitors when they're gaming. You know, I can see Colin's right there. So I could have actually went with a 27 inch. I was going to get a BenQ, but that one, I needed a TV / monitor because we got an antenna hooked to this thing that's a powered antenna, so that way we can get regular TV on it. No cables in here, just internet. So we can watch some football games on regular broadcast channels. Over here, you got our blue snowball mic. That's what we both use when we do a video together, when he streams and I stream, and we're trying to get different views and we're talking away. It picks us both up great. Excellent microphone. So up here you got my PS4. Over here is my wireless router. There's my PS4, and here's my modem. That PS4 is on there with a Forza Design wall mount. Love it. The thing is incredible. If you see this little bolt right here, I just put that there so that way it doesn't slide to the right, but that way I put it there so when I pull plugs out, it doesn't slide a little. It doesn't really, but I am always just taking things at an extra step, just like my wiring. You got to have your wires in order, people. If you got to label them and have everything nice and neat, okay? Just like this PS4. You see all these wires coming out of here? I see people hang their PS4 and they just let the wires hang. And that's how you're going to break your connections. Me, what I did was I twined them together and then I put the weight of the wires on this little plug right here. This is a cable going outside to a digital antenna that's on the house so we can get TV in here. Because if you let these wires hang and you do it out in your living room and a pet or a kid pulls on them or catches on them, they're going to pull on these wires and then you're going to break your connections in the back. So when you do stuff, try and think a little bit ahead. I mean, look at the wire management here. That's neat. Look at his. You don't see any wires. All his wires went behind the mount that I made. There was enough space to go behind there and then come down right here. And everything's kind of twisted together behind this. And that's the way you have to do it. If you take an extra hour to really do wire management before you just jump in and start gaming when you get it all hooked up, you'll be a lot more happy. On the right here, you see Forza Designs also makes a controller mount. I love it because sometimes when Colin's in there gaming, you can see it's a little crowded. I don't want to get my chair out and everything. So I'll walk in and I'll just grab the controller and All right, here I am. We're back. That camera only has a 10-minute recording limit. See, we're not ballers. We're just trying to make it. We're everyday normal people trying to get by in this world. So let me go into how we get heat out of this room, because like I said, with all the electronics, it gets hot in here. A way to get rid of the heat is the fans. You gotta have fans. And also up in this room, you know, there's a vent right there that blows out air conditioning. That helps. It was already in here because, like I said, it was supposed to be a bathroom. But the next thing we did is my buddy who's an electrician came over and he hooked up this fan up top. Now I'm gonna show you. Hey, rip me off a piece of paper on that one sheet. See this fan right here? There was a light up there. He came in, we went to Home Depot and bought a fan with a light. It sucks out air, the hot air, because as we know, heat rises. This thing was probably about 50-something bucks. They have different levels of, you know, sound decibels. If you want it louder or lower, you gotta pay more. So this is a middle grade one. Now listen, I'll turn it on. That thing sucks the air out of here, the hot air. All right, show you how it works. Here's a piece of paper. I'll put this piece of paper up there. Boom. Look at that. See how it's sticking to it? That's because it's sucking all the hot air out. It goes through a tube and out through the house. You know, it's kind of like a bathroom vent. You'll see them in a lot of homes. Now when I turn this switch off, there you go. The paper falls down. All right. So this is it, everybody.
Hey, hit me in the head.
One other thing I want to tell you too, that is a really big kicker, other than wire management and getting rid of the heat in these rooms, is hooks. You gotta hang stuff, just like hanging our PS4s. If something's hung on the wall, that means you got more space on the floor. And one thing that I can really push is these command hooks. All right, these things are incredible. You see them all over. See, we're hanging everything on them. We got them everywhere. We got them there. We got headphones there hanging. Headphones here. That's what's hanging the hats. If I didn't have this wire thing here, keeping the weight from them, I would have put a command hook there and then twine the wires to it to hold the weight. How these things work is you get a package of 2 and they come with 2 extra strips. You put it on, but to get it off, see this tongue? All you gotta do is pull down on that tongue for about 15 seconds slow and it releases from the wall without scratching the wall or pulling off the paint. Because if you're gonna put screws in the wall to hang stuff, you're gonna have holes everywhere. And you don't want that. And when you first make a game room that's small, whether it's in a closet or you say to your parents, hey, Mom and Dad, you know how we got 2 bathrooms in the house? Well, can we get rid of one like they did on ColinsClub? Take the toilet out and the sink out and redo the floor like this floor, because it's tile, and put a game room in there? They'll be like, sure we can.
Wink, wink.
So what I'm saying is you gotta use stuff that is not gonna ruin it. We painted this and that's it. You know, who wants to put a bunch of screws in the wall and holes in the wall when you hung something in the wrong spot, like a picture? They even got these things for pictures. If I hang pictures in here, I want pictures, but there's really no space for pictures. Look at this. I can't have anything on this wall because this is where I sit and my shoulders rub up against it. My fat head hits the side of the wall here. So that's about, you know, that's about the lowest I can go. But that's it, everybody. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for us. We're doing this video because some people have watched our videos and seen this game room already and was like, oh my God, that thing is small, but it works. It's incredible. I mean, if Colin's in here by himself, look at, if you're by yourself and he wants to turn to the right and get on the laptop, boom, it's right there. It's like a freaking office in here. It's like an office / game room. I mean, it's perfect. What I'm gonna do also is a lot of the stuff that we have in here that we use every day, maybe I'll put some links down below. Like down below of this video, I'll put some links of some of the things that are in here that you might say, hey, I could use that in my game room or in my bedroom or something. And that way I'll do the work for you. I'll put a description like, you know, Energizer charger. And then it will have a link right underneath. I'll put a description of these little things on his controller. Those are grippets. Those work excellent. And whatever else may be. But this is it, folks. So this is me and Colin, all right, from ColinsClub. We're just plugging along, trying to have a good time gaming. Look to your left. Say see you later, punk.
See you later.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Any questions, leave them. We'll answer you as soon as we can. Till next time, don't forget to freeze your garbage.